will talk about literature period, namely the revolution of democracy period. And I will explain a little bit for this material. The American Revolution against Britain was the first modern war against colonial powers. However, despite some good political writing, there are very few works that stand out during or shortly after the Revolution. In addition, the British have always given condemnation of American books. The Americans themselves are aware that their writing patterns are very dependent on the patterns of British literature. Until 1825, most American writers paid themselves the cost of paying to publish their works. Obviously, only those from a class like Washington, Irving, and the New York Knickerbocker Group, or a collection of Connecticut poets known as the Harvard Poets, were able to finish their writing hobby. The exception was Benjamin Franklin, who came from a poor family but was able to publish his work because he had his own printing house. And that's for I explain the materials. And we will continue to the question for these guys and women. Okay, the first question for you. Can you explain short synopsis about your literary work for today?
So, the synopsis of the literary work that we will bring is Rip Van Winkle. Rip Van Winkle is a friendly farmer who wanders into the Catskill Mountains, where he meets a group of dwarfs playing mannequins. Rip accepted their offer of ghosts and immediately got married. When he awoke 20 years later, he was an old man with a long white beard. The dwarfs were now hurried to visit. When Rip returns to town, he finds that everything has changed. His wife has died, the children are all grown up, and are tired of dirt. When Rip returns to town, he finds that everything has changed. His wife has died, the children are all grown up, and on the portrait of George Washington hangs a picture of King George III. The old man entertained the townspeople with tales of the past and his encounters with the little people in the mountains. I think that's all. Thank you.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, next. And for the second one, the next question for you. Can you briefly read the literary work you want to explain?
Thank you. I'll read you a little the beginning of Rip Van Winkle short story. In that some village, and one of these very houses which to tell the Francis Church was suddenly time-worn and weather-beaten. He lived many years since, while the country was shed of ravens of Great Britain. A simple, good-natured fellow of the name of Rip Van Winkle. He was a descendant of the Van Winkles who figured so gallantly in the chivalrous days of Peter Stuyvesant and H. Coniveni. Convenient him to the siege of Fort Christina. He inherited, however, but little of the martial character of this ancestor. One have observed or aid that he was a simple, good-natured man who was, moreover, a kind neighbor and an obedient and faithful husband. Indeed, to the latter circumstance might be owing the meekness of spirit which gained him such universal popularity. For these men are most apt to be obsequious and conciliating abroad, who are under the discipline of stress at home. Their tempers, doubtless, are rendered pliant and malleable in the fiery furnace of domestic tribulation, and the curtain lecture is for all the sermons in the world of
for teaching the virtues of patience and long suffering. A term again wife might therefore in some respect because be considered a tolerable blessing, and if sorry Fenwinkles was right places. I think it's enough. Thank you.
Oh, is that so? Okay, next. And for the third question, who is the author of this work? Can you explain the biography about him?
Biography of Washington Irving was an early 19th century American short story writer and essayist, geographer, historian, and diplomat. He is best known for his short stories, Rip Van Winkle, 18 and 19, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, 18 and 20. Born on 3 April 1783 and raised in Manhattan to a merchant family. Irving made his debut in 1802 with an observation letter to the Morning Chronicle, written under pseudonym Jonathan Oldfield. He completed a 5-volume biography of George Washington just 8 months before his death at the age of 76 in Tarrytown, New York. Washington Irving died on November 28, 1859. Irving was one of the first American writers to gain recognition in Europe. He was also admired by several British writers, including Lord Byron and Thomas Campbell, Charles Dickens, Mary Shelley, and Francis Jeffrey, and also Walter Scott. That's all for me. Thank you.
So, this is the last question for you. What are the linguistic aspects of the literature you described today? And the moral of the Rip Van Winkle short story.
For the opportunity, the language aspect in this short story is listening and reading. We are expected to read this short story while listening so that we can get a better understanding. And the next is the moral. So the moral message that we can get from this short story is the moral of Rip Van Winkle is that life passes with or without someone, and that change is inevitable. The story also suggests that someone will pay a heavy price when they try to avoid change. In many ways, Irving asks his readers to be active participants in their own lives and enjoy every moment. I think that's all. Thank you. What's up?
That's cool. Okay, that was a brief discussion about a literary work from Washington Irving, namely Rip Van Winkle. Hopefully, the audience can understand our conversation in this talk show. Thank you.